The finances were always on my mind. Do not blow your commission money. It will destroy your real estate career.
Welcome back to The Exclusive Mindset. I'm Ashley Holland with Holland PR, and I'm here today with Nick Malinosky, and co-founder of the #1 real estate team in the state of Florida. Nick, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Take one.
All right, let's get into our next segment called Money Moves. This is something that you and I discussed the other day, and I think it's really important for us to talk about it, is how to manage finances as a real estate agent, because a lot of agents get into this business, their first pop, it's a pretty big commission check. They've never seen this amount of money up front so quick. It's very easy in this industry for agents to overspend. What is your take on that, and how should agents manage their money correctly?
Great question. And probably starting out, not even just starting out, just in this business, it's one of the most difficult things that you have to sort of get through. Obviously, if you have great backing, you got a family that's helping you out, you're probably okay. But if you're doing this on your own and you're grinding on your own and you're marketing on your own, it's something you need to take very serious. When I started out, I was bartending, I was doing whatever I could, odd jobs. I was bringing people to the airport and family members and everything else. So it was not an easy beginning for me. And you're right, you're so backed up on bills and everything else, you're getting a big check and you're just spending it right away. It's like, okay, let's just pay for everything right away. Well, the problem is you didn't pay your taxes, because in most cases as a real estate agent, you have to pay taxes from your check. They don't take it out. They take some out, but not really. Yeah. It's a very difficult thing. You've got to figure out how to remain somewhat consistent in the beginning, whether it's a side job or maybe working for someone as an assistant while you're sort of trying to make a check. But you have to figure that out. That's so, I cannot tell you how many people get a big check because they're selling luxury real estate. They want to buy the shoes, the cars, and everything else. And now they're like, okay, what do I do? Like, what I would say for that person that's sort of starting, do not worry about the car. Do not worry about the flash. Just do your job, be knowledgeable, and you'll be okay. Because a wealthy person that wants to work with you is going to work with you for your knowledge and you educating them on the neighborhoods, closing deals, getting them what they want. Don't focus on the glamour and glitz in the beginning, because it will destroy your real estate career. It's very difficult. So what happens usually is you start, doing more business. Problem with doing more business is you're spending more on marketing. You're spending more on life. You're going out more. So it's a very tricky situation. What I did, which was fortunate. So first of all, my first home was a 4-unit, quadplex. The plan was to move in one of the units, rent out the other ones. Well, everyone else was buying whatever cool house they could buy. I was like, all right, let's go buy some real estate, make it work for myself. So that was very helpful for me. So I always had this kind of grinding mentality where the finances were always on my mind, always. I started with that. I think the best thing you could probably do if you're getting in the business is get a financial advisor that can help you build for your future. By the way, I've told so many people to do this and none of them have.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I think they're intimidated. They're not making enough money at the time. The few that have listened to me are extremely happy. But what you can do, you meet with a financial advisor that you know, and you say, look, I'm not making any money right now, but I want to get set up for the future. What do I do? Start with anything. You get a check for 10 grand, whatever, $100 here, $100 there. Get the auto pay going and start as soon as you can, no matter what age you are. So I've been doing it now for I would say 15 years roughly. That is not where I'm making my money, but it has provided a base where everything is covered. What they also do is figure out, hey, if you're making a big $100,000 check or whatever, first of all, you have to pay taxes. How do you avoid paying taxes? Do you have a SEP or an IRA? Do you have a life insurance policy? How are you spreading this out? Do you have a family? Do you not? Everything comes into play. So for me, I am so thrilled with the people that have helped me financially. I have 3 main people that have helped me, and they help me in different aspects. One manages my family and my entire life. That goes back to like the 401ks or the SEPs and all that stuff. That chunk of money goes there, and I try to max it out to avoid taxes.
Right.
I have someone else, another advisor, that's great with money. So if I need financing for something, he's there. He knows how to manipulate the money. Refi the house at 2%, put it in something making 4.5%. Like, I've got that.
Yeah.
I also have, what stock should I be going in? So I am very spread out. And although I'm not putting all my money into it, it's dialed in. It's on auto. So every month or every year, it's going. And it's not a huge amount of money in the beginning, but over time, that compound interest,
it builds.
And
Yeah.
I feel like with all of these get-rich-quick deals out there, it's like, go buy a house and flip it or this, or that's huge risk that, you don't do that right away unless you know what you're doing.
Right.
So I think you have to be very cautious. Get your advisors, even if it's $100 in an account, just get it started. Learn about it. I knew nothing about it growing up. So, get the right people in your corner. Start very slow, but you have to put some of that money away.
Yeah, and one of as a fairly new business owner, I remember getting that first tax bill. It's not fun, but the one thing that my accountant and financial advisor did tell me is you want to pay quarterly. You don't want to get hit at the end of the year with a massive bill. So is that something that you would suggest to an agent that's starting out, is paying every 3 months?
Yeah, I mean, technically it's that's what you are required to do, but
some people wait till the end of the year.
well, honestly, I didn't, look, if you need to eat, you got a car payment. That's what I mean. This is a harsh reality of what I went through and what people go through. I would say, probably 90, even the top percent agents, okay, you go buy the big house, you don't have that backing. So, there's probably 90 to 95% of agents that are not where they should be financially.
Yeah.
Even though they're making decent money. $100,000, you're paying $35,000 in taxes. Now you've got your year, it's tough. So you need the right people around you. And when you start making more money, you really need the right people around because, like you said, your taxes can be extremely high and you need to get that tax base down and do everything you can financially to do that. And grow for your future. Like, we have the kids' schools. We're into everything. There's certain insurances you can get. So I think that's very important. Just because you're not making a ton of money right now, get that started. Just say, look, I'm starting slow, but I want to be able to check each and every box. And I promise, as time goes on, you're going to be very happy. And what you can also do is use those accounts to borrow money. So if the bank rates aren't great and you want better rates and, to borrow money quick, you could borrow from your portfolio, which is great as well. So I've been very fortunate. My group of friends they're mostly finance people, and to have that knowledge is priceless. So find somebody that knows what they're talking about and that can guide you along the way. That is extremely important. Like I said, I'm not getting rich from it, but it's building. I mean, it's a safety. I call it the safety net.
Yeah, and you don't want to get into a situation to where, you have to take out loans because you overspent.
No,
and
so you
I've
just
seen that happen with agents.
and agents aren't going to know. Okay,
Yeah.
They're excited. They just did a big deal. They want the new car. It's nice to have someone that's not your friend, advising you on it. Can I afford this? And the advisor is probably going to say no. Yeah. So, but you get so caught up with this luxury and everything. My bills would blow anyone's mind. I mean, it's disgusting. And all my friends are the same way. So it's if you don't manage it,
it could get very out of hand.
So, we unfortunately, there's been many people that were really good at one thing, sold their business, almost like a commission check, but lump sum. And we've seen very wealthy people time and time again lose it all from silly, stupid mistakes. I think that slow and steady is the way to go. I'm in real estate, so I have a decent stock portfolio just because I'm diversifying there. but I also have a bunch of real estate too. So slow and steady, take your time with it. Get an advisor from the start, even when you're not making money. Get the plan.
So slow and steady wins the race is what it is.
In this business, I think so.
Yeah.
Once you get to a certain, I think it's always that case.
Yeah, it should be.
I really do. Because I've watched people, like I said, 50 million, 60 million, 100, 300 million. I've watched them lose it.
Yeah.
That's
Same.
Yeah. So slow and steady wins the race. Get the advisor. When you go buy something, you call that advisor and say, can I afford it? And I did the stupid mistakes, by the way.
Yeah.
Like the car that you can't really afford. I did all
Yeah,
that.
but you did that when you were like 20.
Yeah, but
Now,
still hurt.
now with kids,
Now we're okay.
you got to be careful.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Well, that's a wrap on our Money Move segment. Tune in for more.